one leg kick all.
One leg kick.
I pour the water, I check the mics, I do.
Well, no, at least I've got one assistant here.
Yes.
I mean, but one of the earlier ones that I did, that was a one leg kick. And then what happened was halfway,
Oh no.
the computer stopped recording.
Oh shit.
So because I'm here, I don't know. I wasn't aware. So like 45 minutes through, everything okay. Then the last remaining 15 minutes was, alamak, don't have.
Oh no.
Luckily got the video.
Oh, lucky. Take audio from video.
A bit crappy lah, but at least still got lah.
Yes.
You know?
It's hard to reenact conversation, unfortunately.
This thing kind of gets a little way if you feel like you want to angle it down a little bit. Like a little lower if you feel.
I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's see. All right. Can you hear yourself? Good?
Yeah, I can.
All right.
I talk quite loud so I can really hear myself. I'm a production person, so I'll talk loud because I've got too many complaints about the singer no tone lah, no yes.
I can imagine being backstage. You have to, be heard on top of the noise of the band that's going on, and
yep. So we learn to speak up. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of stories lah.
Of course, definitely.
Yeah. Thanks for doing this, Jen. First of all,
no problem at all.
Thank you so much.
It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. No, this is going to be super casual. It's anything go.
Of course.
No agenda. No topics whatsoever. Okay. Anything goes lah.
All right.
It's we can talk about any sort of anything that comes to mind. I've mentioned before, but I do this. This is more of a selfish thing. I do it more for myself. To be honest.
I mean, it's the same. Generasiku is the same thing. I mean, I do it because nobody is doing it, and I want to hear the stories, and I want to keep those stories of the people that are telling them. So, yeah. Same reason.
Yeah. I caught like the short bit of the one that you did with No.
Yep.
Right. And how many episodes are there in total? 30. But this was not part. It's not under your Cendana.
No, I already gone past my Cendana. My Cendana was the first 8, and then after that, I just continued on.
Yeah.
For the sake of continuing on.
Yeah. Who's helping you out with that? The Tapao guys?
Yes, I'm doing it with Tapao because I want to archive it. So next time, I mean, it made sense that I work together with them because then at least they can use it lah. It's a free program for them, but at the same time, I'm probably going to change it to a podcast as well shortly. Soon.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Because it's easier to digest as a podcast because if it's long, like 60 minutes, it's easier when you're driving in a car and listening to it rather than you trying to pay attention to it. It's not going to work nowadays, especially. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, this is essentially a podcast. It's just with the video element there as well.
When you upload it together with the video just in case people want to watch?
I upload it on YouTube only.
Oh, okay,
for now.
Okay.
Because I am trying to grow and focus on YouTube.
Yep.
For the time being, instead of diluting it.
Is your YouTube making you money? Haha.
What do you mean? Depends on what you mean by
Have you got more than 1,000 subscribers already?
I'm already on the partner program already.
Oh, nice.
So it is, I'm already running ads, but not a lot lah.
Yeah. No, but you always have to start from somewhere. Everyone starts from somewhere.
It is. Yeah.
Cool.
And
very
I
nice.
mean, it's been an incredible journey. I mean, it's got to be the past 2 years,
I know, right?
Right.
2 years went just like that way. It feels like nothing now after going through the 2 years. But at the point of the 2 years, we were like, oh, God, help us if this goes on anymore. I know how you feel, feeling the same way.
So Generasiku it's all available on
Tapao TV,
the website, and they also run it on their YouTube also, right?
No, it's Generasiku is Tapao Asia.
So you have to go on the website.
Yes,
okay, right.
Yes.
So then where did I see the clip? Was it like a...
The clip is promo. So the promo is on IG and YouTube, yes.
I see. Okay. Then that's where I must have caught it lah.
Promo is run on IG and all the other social media sites lah.
Okay, right. Then I got to go in and really watch
Oh, God
watch the
help
whole
you.
thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think what you did with the Generasico, and it's awesome because I think like what you said, you're archiving, you're documenting it.
I want to show people that artists, it's not so easy as they think that to be an artist. What you see is the end result on top of stage, and you say, "Wow, those guys!" But the journey to get there and how people got there, it is a story worthwhile telling because it's inspirational for everyone.
And I'm doing this, I call it MixChat, right? Because I want to do this for the people behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Instead.
Exactly. It's the same thought and the same idea. The peek behind the scene, what happens on, everywhere as a musician, as a producer, as a songwriter.
Yep. So I mean that's where I just spoke to. Previous episode was Sunil. I talked to Sunil.
Yeah.
I talked to us. I talked to Julian. I talked to
Nice.
I also kind of want to also talk with some younger people as well, but as well as so it's not just restricted to my peers lah. I've talked to some new guys, new and upcoming people as well. Some other engineers and producers who are doing some amazing work out there.
Yeah, it's quite crazy how much work people are doing, and everybody is a specialist in their own area. So it's kind of fun to listen to their perspective lah, which is very different.
I would just love, and this is one thing also, as I said, it's a selfish thing. It's also an opportunity for me to sort of rediscover, to just catch up with you, catch up to all the people that
friends,
I've talked
coffee
with.
session.
Yeah,
as
essentially.
a podcast. Yeah, it's true.
Except that, you have other people listening and watching to it. Okay, what is this? Why is Public Bank calling me? Alamak. Month end asking to chase. Okay, all this is gonna be kept in, right? Luckily I silent my phone. Let me throw the phone away. Okay? So I'm not gonna get distracted.
Yeah.
By the way, Public Bank, I already paid my bill already, so why are you calling me?
No, they want you to buy insurance. Come on, get with the program. They want you to buy insurance. They want you to borrow more money, of course.
Okay, yeah. We go way back, so to speak,
yes.
okay? Yeah.
What age were you when I first met you? What age did you start Pop Shavit?
Was
I know we are further back than Pop Shavit. So.
Yeah, around the same time, because that's where actually first met you.
ICOM.
Was at ICOM?
Yes.
Yeah.
What age were you then?
2021. Yes, 21.
Holy crap. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's far back.
Yep, that is far back. Okay. Yeah. And you, like, of course, for the benefit of those who are listening and watching this, I first met you because you were my music business lecturer.
Cikgu. Yeah. That's why I'm called Cikgu to some sectors, okay?
Do you get like I mean, you must, people always call you Kak Jen la, Cikgu la.
I have because I go through like not 4 generations, but 40 years of the business means obviously a change of people. So I have those that call me Jen. Then I have those that call me Kak Jen. I have those that call me Mama Jen. And then I have a whole bunch that call me Cikgu because I was a teacher. So it's Cikgu means teaching music business. Yeah, not Cikgu teaching in sekolah. So yeah, you can tell. I can tell where those people, what age those people are from what they call me. So yeah.
I see. Okay. All right.
Fun
right.
now.
Yeah. So I'm very proud to call you my Cikgu because you've been a great, a very inspirational and such a, influential character for me, myself, and I'm sure so many other people out there.
It's the other way around, sebenarnya. I mean, you guys are inspirational to me to see where those people that we interact with, not only teaching, but we interact with, become who they are today, much bigger people, even bigger than myself. Pun, that's inspirational to me. So it's a two-way street, actually, inspiration. So, yeah.
I 100% agree with that. Yeah. As much as I don't want to admit it, now I also get started called Uncle JD.
Woo!
At first, at first it was like JD, then you have like Abang
Abang,
JD,
yes.
and then now Uncle JD.
Yep, join the gang.
Join the gang, and our good friend Greg Henderson, he always joked and then said, he said that when he first heard the word otai,
Yeah.
he was like, hey, what does that word mean, Then he gradually, then now he jokes back, and then now you are otai. So it's like, lama.
Yeah, but I hate the connotation of the word otai because it connotates that you are a senior in the business. Senior in the business actually means nothing. If you are still moving forward, you are growing. Because I could have been 40 years in the business, but I could be useless to everybody if I'm not moving forward with my business, because our business changes so fast.
Yep.
Today's technology will be yesterday's news in 4 years' time. And don't talk about that. Social media, every blink of an eye will be like IG, then TikTok, and then God knows what else, Twitch lah.
So now, right? Of course, the hot topic now is that now all the artists all have to focus on your TikTok, right?
Actually, I kind of beg to differ. Yes, I agree that you do have to spend time on your social media, because that is the the lay of the land now, that people go to social media and listen to social media. And the demographic that listens to music or new music is going to be 16 to 24 or 15 to 24, or even younger, 12.
Yeah.
But so therefore, you do have to, if your music is catering to that demographic, you do have to. If you are playing adult-oriented rock, which unfortunately in Malaysia, that market is kind of doesn't exist. Is something that I'm trying to push up now, because eventually everybody will get to become adult-oriented something.
Yeah.
Adult-oriented hip-hop,
Yep.
adult-oriented pop. But so we need to cultivate that adult-oriented market to continue listening and supporting music as they grow on in their life. It's not just, I love music 16 to 24, and after 24, I don't like music anymore. Suddenly it's like, whatever lah, and I'm stuck in that generational change of whatever I listened to when I was 16 or 24, which is predominantly what happens to most people. I grew up listening to this music. I will forever listen to this music. But because the change is happening so quickly, what is there to stop me from liking metal music when I'm 35 or hip hop when I'm 50? There's absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
So there needs to be some kind of education in that. Yeah, I know it's easy for you to market when you box in your listeners but music is such that you can be any age, anybody that would love to listen to something else completely different.
Yep. You could be, pushing 60, 70 years old, and then, suddenly grow a love for K-pop. You never
Absolutely.
know. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So just keep an open mind. Yeah, be open and ready and willing to accept changes lah. Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. I think the same as you. Be always willing to open to new forms of music, new styles of music. You don't want to be that guy, that boomer there who complains that alamak music zaman sekarang this and that.
Itu maknanya otai. Itu yang I tak suka, that connotation
about
that
otai.
Yes, because I'm stuck in that genre. No, I'm constantly moving forward. Just like you, if you don't constantly move forward, if you didn't know how to use a DAW nowadays, you're going to get left behind, man. So it's something that people, I mean, we're in a very interesting business because it's forever changing. That's why you still look like you're 16 years old, JD. You see, JD looks like he's 16 because we're constantly evolving with the times.
I've got a good doctor, I got a good plastic surgeon.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe, if you can, like, entertain my curiosity, like, so can we cycle back a little bit? Let's go back, to, where you came from. Where did Jennifer Thompson
Cycle
come
back.
from?
That is a bloody long cycle. Okay. How long do you have? 5 hours?
We have got as long as we
Yeah,
take.
yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Well, the story is like this. I mean, I grew up in a time when Malaysian music was gemilang lah. When we had DJ Dave, we had Sharifah Aini, we had Eileen Kang. I mean, it doesn't matter what race you are. You sang Malay songs. You were on the radio. We have only 2 radio stations, so you would listen to it. I grew up listening to all of that, and it didn't matter whether you came from Singapore or Indonesia, Brori ke, Sani Sahuri from Singapore, you will listen to that music. It will become a part of the culture to listen to that music. And me, coming from mixed parentage, although my parents are mixed, I listen to Malay music all the time. All the time. So I love local music. That's how my love for the local business started out. I sometimes work with foreign artists and foreigners, but not a lot. My whole life revolves around the local music business. So as I was growing up and listening to the music and saying, wow, dahsyat music kita, I wanted to become a musician. My parents put me in piano school when I was 7 or 8, but I'm lazy. I'm a lazy. I will tell you now, anybody who's a musician that's listening in, practice counts, okay? And I'm lazy. So I would go to class and I would try to remember everything by heart because I hate reading. So the teacher will walak me lah with a ruler. Waka! I will kena. So in the end, I ended up hating it because of that. And I don't like theory. But then I said, okay lah, let's change musical instrument lah. So I played bass. When I was 14, I switched to bass and get a teacher to teach me how to play bass. But I realized for a couple of years I took bass and tried to do a female group because I was like, no all-female group in Malaysia. Let's do an all-female group. But I realized that God didn't put me on this earth to play music, unfortunately. I love music very, very much. In school, I used to be the one that would do all the concerts, arrange all the concerts.
Yeah.
For some unknown reason, I will end up doing that.
Hari Guru.
Hari Guru, Open Day, whatever nonsense I will be doing. But I couldn't play music. So I was like, I have to be realistic. I'm trying to play, but I'm not going forward. So I realized, okay, I'm not meant to do this. And by some ass luck, because I used to hang out with the musicians in those days, people like Michael Virapan and Josie, and because live music was so in, all the clubs were live. Explorers 2, and all those people who used to Delta, all those bands that played in those days, I used to hang out. I was a groupie, but I was very interested in the business of music. So they knew that I'm not there to be somebody's girlfriend. Because I'm a girl, everybody's a guy, so they look at me. But they know that I'm interested in the music part of it. So we would sit and chit-chat about music, about how you do this, what kind of pickup are you using, all this kind of nonsense we would talk about.
Yeah.
Suddenly, out of the blue, when I was 20, Mike Burney, who was Sudirman's manager, spotted me in a club. Because they also come down the club quite often. So they said, oh, look, there's somebody else who comes down to the club and hangs out and talks music. So he sent his machai come and see me and asked me whether I wanted to work in management. So I was like, yeah, hey, this is not a bad idea. Maybe I should be doing management. So that's how I ended up. And And that was luck. I mean, really, when you look back at your career or your life, you will understand that there is somebody up there that had a bigger plan for you. There is a reason for everything. So when I look back now, I think to myself, yeah, I was given the chance to work with the country's best artists and best management. So therefore, my business practices and my production practices is on the top level. Even when I was 20, how to plan the show, how to get the artists out there, how to do security. Because I was just a kuchi rat at that time. I was still pushing amp lah, gulung wire lah. I mean, that's where I came from, that background. And that foundation really stuck with me all my life lah. So I can see how things are meant to be done and how much you need to respect the artist. Because in the end, the person on top of stage are the people performing, the musicians, the artists. They are the stars of the show.
Yes.
We are the stars of the backstage. Nobody needs to know who the hell we are. We just do our work. And if the show succeeds, we all pat ourselves on the back. Nobody's going to come up and say, hey, good show. Nobody's. But it's enough for us to know that people were entertained. When I see people clap, when I see people cry, when I see people react to the show, you know you did your job. That satisfaction is enough to walk away from the show and say, yeah, we did our job. And the artists felt the same. If people sing along with them, if people show their appreciation, of course, that's what you want from somebody, is to be able to perform and have that adulation come back at you on top of stage. So yeah, that's basically my background, and I never moved away from local music from the very start. Of course, there are a lot of people who said, Jen, you should just pack your bag and go to US. You will do very, very well. Because I'm one of those people who is very sorted. So my personality suits doing eventing because it's sorted. I can do 10 projects at one time, but I know how to compartmentalize all my projects. So, but I said, no. My life is here in Malaysia. I want to see our scene become as good as any other scene, which we are actually, but we're just not given the platform lah.
Right. That's well said. That's a great story that you shared. Thanks for sharing that.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Yeah. So how long did you work under Mike Burney?
I think with Mike Burney, it felt like a lifetime because Sudirman being number one singer, he was everywhere. So we had the opportunity to tour Asia, to work Chowkit Road in the middle.
That
Such
concert,
huge concert. My first show was the launch of the Proton Saga in 1975. So you can imagine how far back all of us go.
Right. 75, sorry?
It was
80,
1985, sorry.
Oh.
It's 75.
75,
75, I'll be like, what, 5 years old? No, not really. But it was in 85. I joined in 83. So I worked with Mike Burney probably 2.5 years, 3 years. After which he moved on. He wanted to do other things. Sudirman also moved on, and shortly after he passed on. But again, evolution lah. Then after that, I managed Francisca for 6 years, and move on to doing industry things, getting involved in the musicians union, and then moving upwards to AIM. So because I was always hungry for challenge, I kind of understood that I had to work the corporate side. So there were things that we were able to do. You see, in those days, everything was launching. KLIA was launching, Sepang Circuit was launching, KLCC was launching. So all of us had a lot of opportunity to work national level events. Yeah. And that experience really gives you so much knowledge and so much experience that money cannot buy. I mean, we've done everything from push the amp across the river to a kampong and sat in the rain and waited for the flood water to recede. all that kind of experience, watching people do joget lah, zapin lah, wedding show, money can't buy that experience. And you can't relive that experience again today because we've evolved such. It's a different experience
True.
now. So, yeah, I mean, I'm thankful for that experience. It really is. It was amazing to go through that time.
Yeah.
I've even watched amplifier fall into the sea. Okay, from ferry. It's like,
Oh no.
okay, we're gonna have to find another amp. Yeah,
No.
crew pusher. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh yes, we
There
watched
have
all
been
of that.
so many war stories. And,
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely. Peter, you should interview Peter Frankfurt. I'm sure his story, even more war stories. Yeah.
Well, if you follow your Facebook, he always posts whatever's currently happening.
Yes.
Yeah. And time to time, he also like posts old photos from like, hey, wow, what is this concert from 20, 30 years ago? And then,
correct.
Yeah, he'd always preface it with, did you, not many people know that.
Yeah.
..
And then after that, we'll get a picture of him with Rick Astley come out. It's like, okay, Peter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all of us have those war stories to tell.
Yeah. So back then, I mean, besides, you mentioned Sudirman, who's undoubtedly right in the 80s, he was the biggest, right? Superstar, not just a star, superstar.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If he had been alive today, I would imagine him being Jackie Cheung.
Yeah,
because Jackie Cheung is that kind of entertainer. And he's very precise at what he does. If you watch his concert, it's like amazing. Everything is so precise, so perfect. That would have been Sudirman. That would have been Arwah.
Yep.
So
exactly. That's right. Yeah. Then sort of moving on, right? Where did your involvement with AIM start? When was the first AIM actually?
First AIM, I was not there. I was not involved in first AIM is 1993.
93, okay.
I mean, after Mike Burney, I worked a bunch of things because I was young. I was 22, 23. So I knew that I had to try everything so that I understand what kind of problems, because everybody in the business has their own problems. I mean, people say, oh, radio station tak main, tak support. And people say, oh, la club only like Filipino artists. I mean, everybody has their reason for doing something. So the best way to find out what the reason is please go there and look at it as a business. A club owner, if you can be the best band in the world, but if the cash register doesn't ring, he can't survive. If he can't survive, if he can't make the money, then he has to close down. Then you don't have a club to perform in. So you have to understand. Sponsorship money drives media outlet, whether it's TV, radio, or newspaper. Not enough support from sponsorship, mati lah. Then you go and make your own TV lah. So that's why there's a reason for everything. We do have to understand that, and there's artists that complain, oh, this person take advantage of me. I signed a contract. Yes, exactly. You signed a contract. Did you read it? No, you didn't. Then not that person's fault, because everybody will shove you a one-sided contract. It's your responsibility to read it and understand it.
Yep.
So having gone through all of that, I mean, I was an industry person all my life because I've always taken the side of the artists and understood how difficult it is. I've seen artists who have broken up with whoever it is. Their cat died. I mean, people are human beings, you know, but yet they had to go on top of stage and entertain a whole crowd of people. They couldn't say, "Oh, sorry, my mother just passed away 2 days ago," or something happened a few. You can't. You're in the business of entertaining, so you have to go out and do what you have to do. And having seen that, my respect goes out to the artists. I've seen artists cry in the backstage like no hell on earth, go up on stage, entertain like no hell on earth, and then go back to the back and cry again.
Yeah.
So people need to understand that artists are only human.
Only human, yeah. Yes.
But their job is to entertain, and they will do that job.
Yeah.
They will go out there and do what they have to do. So having seen all of that, that's how I end up being an industry person, because I think a lot of people are misrepresented. Not only the artists, but everybody else, the record company, radio station, everybody is misrepresented because people need to look at the person and understand what is the reason for this person. Of course, this is a commercial venture.
Yep.
That is, I do it for the love of doing. But there has to be a happy medium between all of them.
Yep.
If you are doing for the love of doing, doesn't mean that you're not supposed to get paid. You're still supposed to get paid.
Exactly, yeah.
And if you're doing it for the money, doesn't mean you're just taking advantage, because without the artist, you're not going to make money in the end.
Yeah.
So everybody needs to kind of chill. You need to work together. Our business, we need each other, without a doubt. You cannot do this business alone.
Yep.
Artist cannot alone. Sound engineer cannot alone. Recording company cannot alone. You need everybody. So that grounding, working. Actually, I worked everywhere for 2 years. Every 2 years, I changed job. In the first 6 years or 8 years of my life in this business, I worked all kinds of jobs. But my mainstay job was always working events. So I always worked two jobs at one time.
Yeah.
Events paid the bills and gave me a skill set, but my love for the industry, working with new bands coming out. I mean, I came from there. I came from watching bands on the ground. That's where my initiation into the business was. So now, having gone full circle, coming out of AIM, I go back to the ground with the bands and the independent artists, because I understand in this business, nobody wants you when you're nobody. They only want you when you're somebody. You have following, you have a hit song. Of course, it's a business.
It is, yeah.
It's the music business. The business of music and music business is two different things. I mean, making music and treating it like it's a commercial venture is two different things. But I joined AIM on the third year.
Yeah. Can we just pause? We'll pick up from I joined AIM. Let me just double check the camera. Roll camera again. Oh, don't know. We might have missed some footage there. It's all right. I might have missed some footage there, right? And I'll just fill it in with some stock photo lah. Maybe some stock video of
just one picture of you and one picture of me, and just jalan.
No, or something even more weird or random. Like
a cat and a dog. What the heck?
I think a cat would be good, because that will be people will be interested. Hey, cat.
There you go. There you go.
You just have to post something with a
cat on it, and everybody will go there. Yes, absolutely true.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So let's pick up from where you left off. You said you were at AIM for...
I joined AIM in the third year. On the first year, when they had AIM in KL Hilton's, the old KL Hilton Nirvana Ballroom, I was still a guest. I came in under King Studio, because I was working with King Studio for quite a long time through. How long was I with King? Like forever as well, because all the rock bands recorded there, right?
Yep.
So Search even you guys, right?
No,
you guys?
Butters recorded there.
Butter yes. Butter was there. The whole world. Search Wings,
exactly.
Left-Handed, and a bunch of independent bands of Dead Mushroom.
Saturnine.
Yes.
Well, the who's of rock royalty, Malaysian rock royalty.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that was the time I was working there, like Ella. We did a lot of live recording.
Yes.
And then after that, I kind of moved into AIM.
Yeah.
I guess I was lucky, because I knew everybody and anybody that came from below the scene to the mainstream, the whole lot of everybody, even up to today. Also, I tak mengira who I know. So it was a natural progression to go to AIM, and I ended up doing AIM 1996. 1996 I started.
Yep.
So 93, skip 1 year, 94 had no AIM, then it's 95, and then 96 I masuk already.
And that will and that lasted all the way until
16 years.
Yeah.
Without realizing, 16 years went by. Yes. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you were the person to go to whenever you need to do submission. Go and look for you at the office in
Yes,
the.
come sit here and fill in the form. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a whole bunch of awards. There was Shout Awards. It was AIM. It was ABP.
Mm-hmm.
And even that part of my life taught me a lot. I understood a lot from the music, the new music that was coming out, how music was like a cycle of life in terms of what was hitting at that point of time for the next 3 years. If it was pop ethnic, it was pop ethnic. If it was nashi, it was nashi. It was so you could really see the music scene.
Like the
ebb
waves,
and
like a
flow.
wave,
Yes.
yeah.
That's why I always now, when I teach, I always say that music is like surfing lah. You just sit out there in the ocean and wait for the wave to come. When it's your wave, you better be ready to stand. If not, you're going to get washed out.
Yeah.
The person left on the beach, the champion left on the beach, is the fella that become legend of the times lah. Just like Too Fat was the legend of hip hop back in the day, and now the second wave has come along.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the way it works lah.
Is I'm ever going to come back?
That is a question for Rim, because Rim is the one that's yes, it's not me. Yes,
yeah.
I came out after 16 years, so, and then I was darn lucky that I landed Versus. It was such a natural progression. It was so lucky actually, and I love Versus as well. Versus had its own mark in the industry and what it did. I wish that it would continue, because everybody keeps on asking me about it. But unfortunately, the station didn't want to continue it for now. So just wait lah. Have to wait for something to come along.
Back then it was NTV7, was it?
For
Versus was on ATV or
TV9.
TV9. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Right. NTV7 was AIM at one point of time. Like it went from Astro to TV7 to Astro to RTM1 also once. Yes.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
But I mean, it's fun because you see all the creativity come out, and AIM allowed you to see expertise or things behind the scene. That's what was so important about AIM. It not only give recognition to the artists, but to other people that also contribute to the artists going upwards. People who did their album covers, people who did their mixing, and all those arrangers, songwriters, which I think is important for people to realize that there's far more than what they just see on top of the stage or what they hear on radio.
But obviously now you can kind of see that how all these shows have evolved. It's kind of evolved towards more of like, I would say, popularity.
Yes.
Even if you talk about the Grammys has cut all the segments for all the technical awards to like a pre-award thing already. So yeah.
I mean, that's what I feel. I mean, this is not Otai talk here, but this is something that we have to realize. The more we recognize the people working in the business, the bigger the business is. Meaning which, if I recognize producers and arrangers, people know that it takes this many people it takes a village to raise a champion.
Yeah.
So it's and when they know that, then they respect the business rather than they just see the artist and they just follow the hype or just think about the gossip. Oh, ni dah kahwin 3 kali dah. It's like, that's not what the music business is about. The music business is about people seriously giving a part of themselves to the music. Whether you play guitar or you arrange the music, you literally give a piece of yourself to that piece of music. So that's why that for me the album cover is so important because of that. Back in the day, I buy albums, and even now I buy albums just so that I can read the damn cover. because I want to know who played the guitar solo. I want to know who mixed it, who mastered it. You see, oh, look, it's this person. Maybe I should try this person on my next album. I like the sound. And it's not only local, it's Mat Saleh too. If I listen to a string arrangement by somebody on an album, I was like, oh, next time I hear string arrangement by this guy, I want to buy this album because I know this is kind of string arrangement I like. So it's giving recognition to a lot more than just the artist. Spotify and who wrote the song and is not enough. Who wrote the lyric and who wrote the song, that's all I know.
Yes.
If I hear a good guitar solo, what do? I need to call the artist, or I need to call the who I know played, kind of produced or played, and then call, hey, who played this guitar solo? For me to understand who I want to call.
Correct. Sadly, that is, all this metadata is, it's hard to find now who engineered this, who was the recording engineer, who did this, who did that. And, I don't know, is it a sign of the times? I definitely see where I share the same point, but is it just a sign of the times where labels, companies, executives are just concerned about the numbers? All they just want to see is, okay, how is the ratings? How is the viewership? How is this, how is that? And they just focus on the short term. Because I agree with you, because shining a spotlight on all the technical side of things, the artwork, photographers, the music video directors and all that.
Correct.
It will inspire other people to want to get into the business, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I guess maybe they don't see it that way.
And it will give those people a chance to earn more, because people will know, I want a music video look like this, or I want a commercial video look like this. I just go and call this person up. It grows the business as a business, not as a just a single entity. Not right now. The 100% the focus is on the artist and nothing else. But that's the reason why I tell artists and bands nowadays, credit people in your YouTube. Credit them. Everybody that's involved in the song, please credit them. It not only helps you when you do your MACP submission and all your other submissions, but at the same time, people are able to click the about and see everything written there. And at the same time, you put your social media links. So everything is about promoting, self-promotion, promoting the people that work with you.
Cross-promotion.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm a very strong believer of cross-promotion. Unfortunately, not a lot of people are, because I guess it's because everybody's fighting so hard for the limelight.
For the attention,
They're only concerned about themselves. If I shoot a video, I only want to tag myself. I don't want to tag other people. No, tag everybody.
It just makes sense, doesn't it? Right?
Yes.
You cross-promote your other people involved. You are missing out on, promotion to their circle of followers or their friends as well. But I don't know.
Yeah, me too. I'm not sure what goes on.
So on videos nowadays where I've worked on a song, the catering also gets the credit, but not the mixing. The producer, mixing engineer doesn't get any credit.
This is really, really sad. Anybody out there listening, please credit everyone, because it only widens our business, and it brings a lot more attention to you as well. So do everything. I mean,
I like what Abbey Road has actually just started the Music Photography Awards, and it's actually organized by Abbey Road. This year or last year, when they announced it, I was like, wow, that's quite cool. So it's over in the UK. They seem to be very, very proactive in terms of their unions and their things to I follow the news on what they're doing there. They seem to be doing that, taking care of like theater union workers, production crews, and all that.
Especially they know that everybody suffered through the pandemic. So when they come out, they help each other.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So that was cool, man. So who knows?
Wow, that's such a cool idea.
It's music photography and what.
But that's the reason why I think that people, number one, need to credit, and number two, they need to think about cross collaboration, not only music to music, but music to other art forms like photography, like painting, like I mean, there's so much more that we can really do, but sometimes people just don't do it. So. Hello, you can work with everybody, video people.
You want a master class and all this? Please engage.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of masterclass, let's go back to when did you the next phase? When did you start teaching at ICOM?
Oh man, this one I cannot remember. All I know is I have to thank Ahmad Izam Omar for getting me stuck there, because Izam had taught there for quite a while, and he wanted to get out because he wanted to concentrate, of course, because I think at that time he was moving to EMI. So EMI meant he had to concentrate on doing on building the label, because Positive Tone went into EMI. So he was like trying to find somebody to replace teaching him. And guess who? Of course lah. Jen teach one semester only. So one semester my ass. We end up being 7 years good that I end up teaching there. So, but I can't remember when.
Yeah.
Your year lah.
What
year was yours?
Because I was I was under Izam's class, but then I was also under you. It was like a different subject, I think.
No lah, same.
I think he was teaching a slightly different
recording company one, is it?
Some other, yeah. But of course, that is where it's like, okay. I actually, that's where I first met you, and then that's I guess that's where that age group is where the cikgu ones will come from lah.
All Genevieve, you,
Jen, me, Roseanne, all
Jimmy who will
Tan.
never come in for class, Jimmy. And then
shout out to Jimmy Tan. Return as well. All our same bunch lah. I mean, so that was definitely 2000. That's around 2000. 2001. The thing is, I was in Izam's class. I remember that because sitting for Izam's class, I was so embarrassed because he took our CD, our first single, and played it for the whole class, and then said like, "Hey, this is JD's band."
Why so embarrassed? That was Dashat good.
Yeah, that was like, well, Dashat back then, well, this was like, ini manufactured band lah, Poyola Pozo lah, macam mau jadi Limp Bizkit lah. We took a lot of shit from
but that's that's normal lah. Welcome to the world of
and even comments such as but then some of our harshest critics back then ended up being some of our closest good allies later on down. So always, like you said, always a purpose for everything. There's a reason for everything happening, whether good or bad.
I mean, people just have to realize that inspiration for music comes from everywhere. It's not copying; it's inspiration. So. I mean, even if we listen to P. Ramlee Pun, that's music inspired from the West too. It's not localized. It's not local music, but it's localized, meaning which he made it his own.
Yep.
Everyone, Bunk Face, Pop Shavit,
Hujan. We can trace there.
Yes, you can trace the root from where they came. Of course, there are a lot of things that are thrown into the pot and stirred. But that's what this is all about. That's what creativity is about. It comes from somewhere. You're inspired from something. So I never call it copying unless, of course, it's note for note. For me, I never call it copying. It's inspiration. And eventually, you will find yourself and start creating something that is you.
Yep.
But it has to start somewhere.
Yeah. I've been meaning to, because since we're talking about this creativity and originality, there's this question which has really bugged me and actually quite a lot of people that I talk to, like musicians, and it's also a question when I went overseas, right? For example, if I play overseas, I actually get that question, and this question is, what makes Malaysian music Malaysian? And okay, before you sort of give your answer on that, my take and kind of maybe around the circle of people that I mix around, lah, right? We feel that actually Malaysian music does not really have an identity.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So, okay, all right.
It doesn't have an identity because you have
question answered then.
yeah. I mean,
Can you elaborate on
we
that?
ourselves as a people not really don't really have an identity because we go on we are segregated in terms of race and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When you're segregated, then and you are serving different races, then it's tough.
But sometimes in some open discourses, when I said this, or when people said, "Oh, actually Malaysian music got no identity," people get really riled up at that.
Of course.
They get really upset. So I mean, there are some who would trace back and say, "Oh, okay, the closest and most the most cohesive argument I've ever had was that Malaysian music has a feeling to it." But then again, I said, but then doesn't every music from every culture
have a
has,
feeling to it? Yes,
so
absolutely.
yeah, so
But nowadays it's even harder to say that some music comes from somewhere. I mean, if you listen, the world has become such a melting pot that every music also has some kind of, you have your influences. We have pop ethnic.
Yes.
Where we have the ethnic music running in pop.
Yep. Which traces its back to Middle Eastern music.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct. But Malaysia is a melting pot, first of all, because we have every single race under the sun. Don't talk about Sabah and Sarawak, got 35 ethnic groups in Sabah itself.
Yes.
So, I mean, that is probably our image, is that we've got everything under the sun here. And we are the melting pot of Asia. If you really want to find a melting pot, it's Malaysia lah. So, semua orang pun ada dekat sini.
Malaysia truly Asia.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a cliche, but
that's how we ended up with Malaysia truly Asia, is because we are from all over the world.
Yeah, but to someone who asks that question, that would be your answer, lah. That how do you identify?
How do you
Malaysian
identify
music?
anybody's
Yeah.
music now? If you look at Indonesia or Thailand or Philippines, who really do have identities.
Yeah, like you listen to Thai music.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in their pop music, no identity. Sama je, because pop changes with the times.
Yeah.
So everybody's going to sound like K-pop now, or go part of the music community is K-pop. The rest all, I mean, same lah. We have, our roots will always go back to having pop ethnic things like what Bunga is doing, or Kimi Kimo and Luka Sikta. They have that
Ethnic,
underlying ethnic, yes. But it's the same actually with even the US. The US is country western based. So every artist that has become big in the mainstream has a country pop take to it.
Yep.
Why do country pop artists always win Idol, for example, American Idol? It's because that's the biggest base.
Yeah.
That is their mainstream music.
That
is
is their-
country.
Yes, exactly.
So Blake Shelton,
and
Kelly Clarkson, they're all even Taylor Swift. Yes, exactly.
Even that,
You can hear the country underlying there.
Yep.
You can hear the country music underlying. So you everywhere has some kind of ethnic base to it, but in the end, the pop becomes so pop that you can't really put your finger on it. Yeah.
Well, I guess, if ever this question comes up again, and I'm sure it will, because it has always, someone keeps always asking, how do you identify this is Malaysian music, this is Malaysian music? I don't know. I just say we can't. Yeah, yeah. And maybe let's not try. That's not something that should be focusing all your energy to, and your brain cell power trying to figure out that thing.
K-pop music that took over the world does not have any Korean ethnic influence.
Korean,
yeah, exactly. There's no ethnic influence in there.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that it's performance based. The what they sold to the world is performance based stuff. So I think it's a matter of having to decide what it is you want to tonjolkan and just go for it. If it is zapin or traditional music that you want to tonjol, but by all means, that's what you need to do.
Oh well, yeah. That's a big question anyway. Yeah. My standard answer, and it's a cop out lah. I would say that, what makes Malaysian music Malaysian is if the people who make it are Malaysians.
That's a cop out. Yes,
It's a bit of a but yeah, I can't think of anything else. But anyway,
it's true that it is a feeling because we love our ballads. And our ballads have a particular sound to it, the lingo, the style. And that style and lingo is exactly what China sees in us or Taiwan sees in us, because they have the same love of ballad music. Because if you see Taiwan, their importance is always to the music rather than the way the person performs or looks, or they've always placed more importance on the lyric and the music.
Yeah.
So they like to go for their ballads. So therefore, our musicians carry a lot of weight there because of the feeling that we can put into ballads that is different from their feeling. Or, for example, the way Sheila Hamzah sings in comparison to all the singers in China. Singers in China, Taiwan, and not so much in Hong Kong, because Hong Kong is very show oriented because they are at international level. But when China and Taiwan started out, their singers sing with more feel, a very lembut feel to it, not the ganas power ballad singer. That's why Sheila Hamzah can make the impact, because she power ballad singer. Take the same song, delivered in another way. Everybody's like, wow, I've never heard Chinese music being delivered like this. Of course not, because their community, their music community sings in a particular way, sounds a particular way, plays a particular way.
The delivery is different.
So now collaboration is key for everything that you do. Whether you are from, why is Asia so sexy to the West? It's because they're looking for new input. They've already hit the top of the line for whatever they can do. We've only got a whole octave of notes and a whole bunch of chords. That's as far as you can go. After that, what? And then it's sound design that follows that, because that's what you can hear international artists doing, sound designing their albums. That's what makes them different. And then after that, collaboration. Collaboration with different ethnic groups, with Africa, with Asia, with
I think it's I think that's a great point, Jay, and it's not. And I also don't see it just restricted to music, even in movies.
Correct. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If Koreans can start winning Grammy Awards and Oscars, you know that it's all about collaboration and about taking over the world every which way you can.
But I'm sure there's actually more than that.
Of course.
That can be a whole other business class
yes,
again.
Definitely. In fact, we all wanted to have a conversation about this on the Grammys and the stuff like that. not about winning them. It's about the foundation of how your music is accepted across the world. Korea understood that. That's why they took over the world first before they start winning awards.
Yep.
You can win awards by a lot of promotion, but after you win, then what? If you don't have a foundation.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I dived into that topic quite thoroughly as well. You know, and Korea, of course, South Korea. Okay, South Korea. Okay, after wow, no one will mistaken what I mean
I
for
don't think
North
so.
Korea. Okay?
Yes, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So they are definitely the perfect case study lah for if any country, right, so to speak, wants to implement because it's a national policy under the KOCCA. You know?
But you really have to dive in and see the whole picture.
Yeah.
You cannot say, if Korea can do it, we can do it. It didn't work that way. It was the whole country that came together, private sector, government.
Yep.
And it started really slow but steady.
Yes. Yeah. It's a long game lah.
Yeah.
You have to prepare to play that long game. I mean, all the talk about, we will soon have Malaysian movie in Oscars or in Grammy. And I know where this is going. It could have been,
Yeah.
going into government policy and politics and all that. Yeah.
Yes, to win boleh je. You just put a lot of money and do a lot of promotion
for your consideration.
But in the end, like I said, we can win a Grammy, but when your foundation is still not there, then what? What happens after that?
Yeah, it just becomes a little photo opportunity kind of thing, and then people forget about it. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, like you said, Korea was a long game. What they planned was to really take over the world culturally, and they did it very slow. I mean, what year did Hazami sing Sonata Musim Salju? That was a Korean drama song. It started off with drama first, okay? People got hooked on the dramas, and then it went to music. And from music, it went to stage performances. From stage performances, back to TV. Now everybody is hooked on watching K-drama again. So it's gone one whole round. But, when you can get people of other countries and other ethnic groups singing your song in your language, man, you have achieved, boy. You have really achieved
that feeling. Yep. So, for people who don't understand a word of Korean, but then being able to know and memorize the sound and the melody and just sing it.
Bollywood is quite close to that. Bollywood was probably the first one that made the move, because you can see them getting Matsale dancers dancing in their videos and singing along. So they were the first, but Korea did it. It was like a military takeover. The way they did it is so well planned that you've got to respect the way they did it.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. So I mean, if there's anything you like in your experience so far, what were the good things? What are the things that are the strengths that we in the Malaysian industry, the whole creative industry, need to capitalize on?
People still need to continue to create. Unfortunately, it's kind of tough because nobody's funding the money. Before we have record companies in the 80s, the reason why our business gone up is because the record companies is investing in the artists, and we constantly have a new set of artists coming out. Of late, of course, it's been the reality programs that have been the ones that have been pushing out artistic thing. Now we're going. The hard part is that we're going to singles being created. There's a whole bunch of problems that come along with current day, that people are only doing singles. So when you do singles, eventually when you want to do concert, how? You only got 2 hit songs. or 3 hit songs. Then, because in those days, people like Sheila or Zainal or Serge, they have tons of albums. There was like 6 albums, 7 albums. So they have a whole slew of repertoire to come out with to do concerts. And they had to promote those singles as well. So the practice of berdepan with audience, performing on top of stage, that is invaluable experience, which is lacking nowadays because we have very, very talented bedroom singers, very, very talented YouTubers. But when they come to berdepan with audience, it's another totally different ball game that we're facing there. There are many of them that begin to realize that now and are going out and gigging and stuff like that. But again, for the government side, we need platform. Anything to do with the arts needs a platform to promote, and we don't need to be the gatekeepers of whether it's good or bad. Audience will decide that. Again, when I promote my stuff, I do not ever think to myself, "Ooh, this one I don't promote because I don't like. I don't listen to this. I don't know. Just promote." Right. People will decide whether they like it or not. So that platform we need to give to the artists, performance, touring. That's for me, that's missing. So nowadays, the artists now have to get up and do their own stuff lah. They have to promote on social media. Unfortunately, that's the reason social media is important, because it's a free form of advertising. They have to tour themselves. But having said all of this, there is no lack of talent in Malaysia. Our Malaysian talent can anytime excel in the region, if not as standing with international. We are very creative. Some more the better part is we're so used to working within a budget that we can do anything actually. Everything is about budget, okay? So we can even do the best. We can do AIM with probably 1/100th of the budget they do with Grammys, okay? So I mean, everybody says, why do we look like that? Because if I get the 1/10 of the Grammy Award budget, I can do you Grammy Awards. No problem.
Wow.
So
well, but maybe you have to plan and script some kind of a onstage incident now too.
But
somebody go up and slap the host.
I mean, look at our production quality. Our production quality is world class good. I mean, we can do things that anybody can do at international level, but we need help to market it, to move it to international level. We even have songwriters at international level. Rendra Zawawi recently, Faizal Tahir's Not X Missing You is being sung by Gem in China. Good. Come on, guys. We have number ones in Taiwan. Fish Leong, Michael Wong. There is no lack of talent. Mac Chu, Jenny Chin perform in China all the time.
Yeah, but that's the thing again, they always have to go out of the country to get the recognition. So back to
I mean, that's
a bit of back to square one.
We don't have support. So we have to do whatever we can. And those of us who can have to inspire the rest that it is possible. That is what all of this is about. Whatever we talk about with other people, it's all about trying to inspire others to stay in the business, that it is possible, that it's hard work. But anything is hard work. You want to be a doctor, so it's hard work. You want to be a lawyer, so it's hard work. So what difference is it in the music business as a musician? It's hard work. You didn't become JD by sitting at home and lamenting the fact, Allah, I don't have support lah, cannot lah. You didn't, right? You book up Google and start to why this? Why is it like that? Why is it like that? You play guitar, you practice. You don't practice, you masuk longkang. Okay.
Last time Netscape lah.
Netscape. But I mean, every place has a problem. I mean, you might say, a lot of people can make it big in the US, but you don't see the other 10 million people that waiting tables with straight teeth and blonde hair that are waiting to take the break.
Exactly.
But they will have to work hard. They
Yeah.
work hard to get the break.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I saw this with the chance of working a couple of projects abroad and seeing this. When you see the mindset of those that want to go forward, that are hungry for the job, you should see the way they work.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care if they have to make coffee, buy fruit for the producer, patch the patches. They will do it.
Yeah.
Anything that will make them be able to work in the studio. And eventually, the perseverance will pay off. You will become the engineer. You will become the engineer of choice if you keep on bettering yourself.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, hopefully, I mean, whoever's listening to this here, I guess, yeah,
perseverance
get the conversation going. Hopefully we inspire somebody out there. Yeah, with what they have.
I mean, we meet too many people that complain about their place in life, about people not helping them. Everybody has that problem, lah.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I was 14 years old, thinking of forming a all-girl band, people can look at me in the studio. I tell you what, when you are formed the band already and you get better, then we talk about taking you in. I was like, I need the studio to practice to become the better band or become something better. But now you ask me, please go away and practice elsewhere. Practice where? I got no money to practice. How? So having been through that, I totally understand what everybody goes through or what everyone faces. But if you want it bad enough, you will get there. You will find a person that will help you, and you will die. You will get. I've seen so many people who are able to move forward, even though they didn't have the backing of their parents, of whoever lah. There's so many things.
Yep.
But they wanted it so badly, they got there.
Great point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's tons and tons of wisdom in there.
Yeah. Well, having seen so many people come up into the business, you kind of realize that it's very tough. The business is tough because most of the times your parents don't want you in the business. You go back and you tell your parents, I want to be in the music business. It's like A, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. B, oh my God, you'll never be able to make a living from this business. But that's untrue. Because you can see there's people on the top there making money from the business.
Oh yeah. When I meet some distant relatives, right, I tell them my music. They ask, "Oh, which pub you played?"
Yeah. That's the first thing that everybody asks me. Oh, you're a singer, is it?
Which pub you sing at? Perform at?
Oh my God.
If it's my distant relatives lah, then so
don't talk about distant relative lah. Even Grab driver, you tell them you're in the entertainment business, they ask you, oh, singer, is it? No, not singer. Then after that, they'll move to the next more well-known thing. That's why I said they only know that much of things in the business. If I say music business, singer, musician, composer.
Yeah.
After that, I run out of things to guess already. So it's like, but yeah, there's far more people in the business than anybody knows lah. And some of them are corporate people. All those designers, the video people, they're all working other jobs. It's not just music that they're doing.
All right. Let's I'm going to ask this question, which I kind of ask everyone, just to see. It's a very abstract thing, but it's a very cliche question also, right? What does music mean to you?
Music to I'm sure everybody answered the same way too. Music is my world. Music is me, and me is music, because I grew up with music all my life. From when I was 3 years old, listening to all those people that I said in the beginning, plus the Carpenters, and then moving on to ABBA, and God knows what else came after that. Led Zeppelin and whatever. But my whole life has revolved around music. My whole life. I cannot imagine what life would be without music. And yeah, I think it's the same for everybody actually, but it's only whether you're aware of it or not. When you get stuck in a traffic jam, your first companion is music. Otherwise, you're going to get out of your car and kill the person in front of you.
You do a Michael Douglas.
Yeah. If you get into an elevator, you're going to listen to music. When you are sitting at home doing nothing, you're going to listen to music. So just think about it. Watch an advertisement, watch a movie, take out all the sound. Just turn it off. What kind of feeling will you get? Absolutely none whatsoever. You won't understand whether it's a scary movie, fun movie, happy, sad. You won't. Music sets the pace for your whole life without you realizing it. So, yeah, people, appreciation for the music makers and those that perform would be nice because it matters to you more than you know. Yeah.
Very, very well said. Yeah. So, to wrap it up, is there anything, that you want to plug, anything to share?
Plug?
Any new things that's coming up? I know you were very busy with helping out SOG during the AJL. Is there some other thing that we can look forward to that might be exciting that we should check out?
For me, is whatever lands on my table. Because I tell you, if anybody asks me what you're going to do one year from now, I can't even tell you beyond the end of my nose what's going to happen in the business. But yeah, I'm just lucky that I can still work the business. Of course, we have a lot of shows coming up because everybody's just been let out of the house. But yeah.
Anything interesting that you'll be working on?
My next
or
one,
that you can talk about.
The next one, of course, is Anwar Zain and Ziana Zain coming up. But there'll be a lot of other things on both the independent side and the mainstream side. So because I'm an amphibian, I live in both worlds. So they're both exciting. Both are very, very exciting and both have no lack of talent. And both talents are just as level and both hate each other as much. But yeah, one says, hey, easy to get airplay. And the other one says, oh, you're so easy, can move around, can geek. People don't ask you for autograph. But everybody has their problems. Everybody has their benefits. Nobody is better than anybody else lah. Semua sama lah. All the same.
Yeah. When's that concert going to be? The Anwar Zain's Ziana Zain concert?
That's in August 6th in Convex.
Right.
But there are a lot of other shows coming up lah.
Okay.
Many others.
Yeah.
So when Pop Shafiq going to do concert, comeback concert?
This episode's not about Pop Shafiq.
Come on. We want to know.
The thing is, we have material. We have the song ready already. But I guess it just depends on...
Everybody's too busy working.
Not really. It's like, if we want to, but, we got to kind of make sure everything lines up together.
Yeah,
as we know,
absolutely.
Got to get a video ready. Got to plan out. If we were going to promote a single or an EP or something like that, we wanted to do... plan out, a week of showcases or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays it's not just about releasing lah. It's the planning that goes behind the release than anything else.
That is also, again, another,
course. It's
music business 101, and all that.
Hey, sometimes you can tell people, but they still want to learn the hard way, so it's okay. It's all right.
Exactly, it's like,
But nothing works without planning lah.
Yeah. Especially now with the short attention spans, you got to capitalize so much on that window where you release that track. Okay. So video, your song out on Spotify, all that, bam, you got to have.
But then again,
merch, all that.
You have to think about what happens after that song too. If the song booms, what are you going to do? If the song tanks, what are you going to do?
If your song boom and then okay, guys, better write another song quick.
if the song tanks, also you have to release another song quick.
Sure,
so
exactly.
I mean, if you're in it for the long stretch, you really need to plan what you want to do.
Yep.
You cannot just release and let's see what happens. No.
Yeah. Hey, and all these are lessons where I learned from you. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, from you definitely, right? Music, and in terms of the music business, right? You, Jan is also right, whom I got to get to talk to. I'm gonna meet her end of this month actually.
But I really respect what you have done for sound engineering. Now you've done so much, and you're another example of people saying, oh, but nobody watches my videos and nobody follows me. But you have to keep on doing it, lah. You have to keep on doing it and doing it and doing it. Eventually, people will get the idea. Oh, he's doing this kind of stuff. Kudos to you, lah. You've been doing this thing since the bloody beginning of MCO. Can you imagine 2 years down the line, your MixStream, your MixChat, your direct
that's
access?
very kind. Yeah.
I mean, I've been watching that and saying, my goodness, that this is a drag to do, but you keep on doing it.
I actually, I'll maybe talk to you off air about this. I actually have something planned, right, about that for later this year. Like maybe third or fourth quarter. I'll talk to you after air, okay? Yeah. So people can check out the Generasiku at the Tapao Asia website, right?
Thank you, yes.
So that's 30 episodes of
craziness.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's check that out. People could follow you on social media.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's Instagram.
I can't even remember my own social media thingy. I think my IG is Jen Thompson 2811. I think my Twitter is also Jen Thompson 2811. But my Facebook, I don't do my private Facebook much now. I concentrate on my music community, which is what I promote.
That page, yes. I'll make sure I'll leave all that, especially that link to the music community page as well. Does that get more, the Facebook or the Twitter one gets more?
Both have different target audiences. And normally I up shows on my IG a day before, 24 hours before I'll put out an IG story if I'm not busy as hell.
Yep, understood.
So, different social media, different following and different ways to promote. So, I just do it diligently because if I can convince at least one person to go to the gig, we've done our business already.
Yep.
Thank you very much for retweeting because I can see you doing that from time to time when we're not busy.
Yep.
Because it's all about promoting our business in the correct light and moving people towards the music because that's what it's all about. We need to support our own kind. I mean, I'm a very strong advocate of Malaysia needs to support Malaysia because orang Singapore not going to support us. Orang Indonesia not going to support us. Orang Thailand, they have their own country to support. So, hey, why not Malaysians support Malaysians lah? Hello? Who else going to support us, right? If it's not our own self,
All right.
So,
I think that's a great place to end this and wrap this up. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. All right.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for what you've done for the music industry. It's like like military. Thank you for your service. The
service hasn't stopped, lah. The service will never stop. I mean, and I hope other people will pick up the service too. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, thank you for all that you've done, and on personally for myself also, thank you for all the lessons. Like even though back then I was still this little kid in college attending your class.
20 years old, God help me lah. I became auntie already. Right?
All right. Well, Otai, but
no, the one.
Not that Otai.
The one.
All right. Thanks, Jen.
Thank you very much,
All right,
JD.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Stay safe.